Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today we are going to take a quick look at the new Asustor 6604T. So probably it's a long name. I actually don't find, because I'm used to the naming scheme of Asustor, and this one outside is very similar to the one that I use on a daily basis for maybe 2 or 3 years now, probably more. 6404, which is right over there. Now, one of the things that I would like to share right now is that we are not going to do an in-depth review today. We are going to take a quick look because there are a few things that I want to test out, and I'm still waiting for one critical piece, which is a 10 gigabit switch to make the bridge between the Sabrent Thunderbolt 3 10 gigabit connectivity in terms of Ethernet, so that I can connect a compatible computer. And this one right over here, as I will show you, has two 2.5 gigabit connections with link aggregation 5 gigabit. So I want to test that out. And it also has some interesting things, and that's why you are seeing two NVMe SSDs right over here. And I also have from Sabrent the USB to 2.5 gigabit, which would be the minimum requirement to use and take full advantage of this NAS right over here. Now, if this is the first time that you came across to a network attached storage solution such as this one, really quickly, this is, for the lack of better words, something that I don't see myself not using. If I lose all my network attached storage solutions that I use, and I've got quite a few, I'm not really sure how I would store my data. This is just the reality. I've started with one about 15 years ago. It was a MyBook Live, very basic thing, which still is on the market, very similar things like that, which you can buy, but you will feel very limited in a short period of time. And then you have things like this, which are real computers with a very low power consumption, and it will allow us to have a multimedia center. We can store all our data, we can store photos, everything that we need. Instead of putting on a cloud, we will use our own cloud. And I will leave a link down below directly for this unit right over here. But have in mind that depending on your needs, you can have units with 2 bays with disks that are not as expensive as the ones that I'm using right over here, which are Toshiba N300, 4 terabytes each. And so if your needs are smaller, you can go smaller with the same great technology. You will just need to check the Asustor website, which there are a lot of solutions. Now, focusing on this one right over here after all this big intro, but just to make sure that we are more or less on the same level, both the experts and also those that are new to this kind of technology. Now, the first thing that we need to do is to put disks right over here, mechanical hard drives. Now, as I stated, I did put in Toshiba N300s, which are disks that I'm using for quite some time right now, 4 terabytes version, but at this time I'm using 14 terabytes. Very easy. We just need to remove the bay trays, and then with the screws that come included. By the way, I've shown you the unboxing at the beginning, so we have all the accessories, and we just need to put in the discs and screw the screws, and that is it. Do it 4 times, put them back in, and we are ready to go. And if it was a simple NAS, which we can find on the market, we could just start using it. But this one has more features, so we can just open it up like a computer, and besides being able to update the RAM, which I believe that I did not record footage, so you will have to believe myself and for the pictures that we have on Asustor website, but I did upgrade the SSD NVMe M.2 that we can find right over here, which will function as cache. So I did put in a Sabrent Rocket NVMe 4.0, which is the fastest SSD on the market, 5000 megabytes per second read and write. You can check that out on the channel. So I do believe that it will not bottleneck this baby right over here. And also using a 2 terabyte HP SSD EX950 M.2, and it's very easy to put it in. As you can see, there is a PCIe Express card inside, which will take the 2. Now, in terms of connectivity, we will find an HDMI output, which will do a video showing what we can do out of it. We have 2 USB 3.0, which we can use to connect disks to have backup right over here, and then the 2.5 gigabit connection, which I'm really curious to test out. Link aggregation, which will give us 5 gigabit connectivity, and then also a power input and a Kensington lock. At the front, we will find the display, and I actually did configure initially without using the computer, just by using the display and the buttons right over here, which will give us selection buttons that we can scroll through the menus and so on and so forth. And besides that, as I said, I did all the initial configuration, and we also have a button to power on and off, and also a button to backup from our USB 3.0 front port. Now, in terms of specifications, I will not bore you with that. It has an Intel Celeron CPU right over here, which is quite capable to do everything that we need, or at least the normal user of an enthusiast that wants the best at home. If you are looking for a medium business, then probably will need to upgrade. But if you're looking for a small business, I would say, yeah, depending on your needs, depending on the access that you will get, and depending on the things that you will do, small businesses, yes, medium, then probably we will need to push up the things. But for an enthusiast at home, probably one of the best choices on the market right now. Now, in terms of things that I want to do and we will not do, because we are going to finish the video with just a look at the dashboard so that you can see what I've got configured right over here. But before we do, what I want to test out, first of all, I'm eager to receive my 10 gigabit switch so that I can test out the connection. And also I want to test out, besides the connection, because we will have 2.5 with link aggregation 5 gigabit, but with mechanical hard drives we will be limited, and this is a fact. But with the SSDs acting as cache, my hope is that the connection, I can just throw, I don't know, 30, 40, 60 gigabytes of information at once, and it will write on the SSDs, and then after the SSDs it will offload to the mechanical hard drives. Let's see if that's the way it works. Let's see how it works, and this is something that I'm really curious, because if it does, then that will be great. When I finish recording a video such as this one in Portuguese and in English, which will give 60 to 80 gigabytes of information, of data, raw data, and then I save them all. But to carry out to a NAS so far, it's difficult. So what I'm doing is I'm connected to direct attached storage solutions through Thunderbolt 3. But if this works, then we have a solution to offload to the NAS and just let it over there. That is one of the things that I want to test out. Something else that we will test out is the HDMI output as a computer. If we want to use this as a computer or a multimedia center connected to a TV or a monitor, something like that, I will show you how or what we will get out of it, if it fits your needs or not. Asus Store Live, which is something that I want to test out. It's capable of streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram, and so on and so forth at the same time. This is something that I want to test out with you guys and see. Let's see how I will handle that. I've only done one live so far on my Portuguese channel. It was challenging receiving all the comments and so on and so forth. I'm not really sure how it will work on 4 different or 5 different social network, but we will find. I'm really curious to see how it works. And of course we will try to use VirtualBox to install a few operating systems, see how it behaves in terms of performance and so on and so forth, so to see if this will fit your needs. I'm seeing a scenario because I want also to test out Home Assistant right over here in several ways, and one of which will be on VirtualBox as well. So that is an operating system inside an operating system. We have done on a lot of devices, Raspberry Pi, Windows computers, mini computers, Linux computer. Well, we have done a lot, and we will cover that also right over here. So if it's something that interests you, great. Also Docker on Portainer, which we can test out, and some of you guys have been challenging me, hey Robert, try this and try that, and that is one of the things that I want to test out. And of course also the mobile apps. Some of you have asked on the past on my 6404 and I did record a video back then, but probably it's time to show off what new capabilities we have on the mobile apps for Asus Store regarding photos, movies, and so on and so forth, so that we can check that out. Now, looking really quickly at the screen before we close up this video, there is an update available which I will only do when I shut down this video, but it's right over here. So although it's new, it's already having firmware updates, and Asus Store has done this in the past. They are keep on fixing things that users find and keep upgrading and giving more abilities. Now my 6404 with a few years still has updates, which is great. Sometimes it's not bugs, sometimes it's just features that we request. When I was mentioning before, there are some basic network attached storage solutions like the WD MyBook Live that I did purchase 15 years ago, and there are a few of those on the market right now. We will get it and we will be happy for 6 months, but once we decide, okay, I want to install Plex is it's basic, but I want to install Home Assistant, or I want to install this or that, then you will find a bottleneck right over there, and you will find the need to upgrade to something else, probably with 2 bays or something like that, but you will find, and Asus Store has a lot of features to cover. Now let's cancel this update and look at the dashboard. We are familiar to it. Let's take a look at the storage manager, because I did set up this one right over here just using the NAS. I did not use the computer, and what happens is that it did use RAID 5, which is probably the most balanced RAID configuration for this setup. So instead of 56 terabytes, I've got 38 with a redundancy of 1 disk. So I can have 1 failure, and if I have 1 failure, all the data is okay. Just have to replace the disk, and that is just fine. Now it shows me the mechanical hard drives right over here, but it also shows me the M.2 SSDs right over here, which is just awesome. And of course there is a lot of info. We will cover the dashboards in another video. There is a lot to cover in this video. For just a quick overview, I do believe that it's very long. Guys, hopefully this video was helpful so that you can get a better look at the new Asus Store 6604. We will also be using some devices right over here so that we can have the best experience possible from this device, because one of the things that we need to make sure is that if I want to get a great device such as this one with 5 gigabit connection, I also need to ensure that I will take the maximum out of it. It's not mandatory, but it's the best scenario possible. And that being said, we will have to cover a lot of videos doing that. And if the video was helpful, don't forget to leave that very appreciated thumbs up right over there. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.